Hi, Nick. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. You were so exceptional, dear Evan Hansen. Congratulations. So, how did
Thank
it
you. Thank
feel
you.
when you saw the movie?
It was surreal. I'm always kind of bad at watching myself. I got really anxious and self-conscious, but it was such a moving experience that honestly, I was able to kind of sit back in my chair and watch it like a just a viewer, which is really cool, which rarely happens for stuff that I'm in.
Yeah. So, as a viewer, what were some of your favorite moments? Or was it like just too weird watching yourself?
No, I mean it was really exciting. It was really fun to see how Sincerely Me all came together. We shot that over a period of time, and were the most fun days on set 'cause we got to go karting, we got to dance, and it was the few joyous days in the story, and so it
Right.
was really exciting to see it all come together.
Oh, amazing. So, on opening night of TIFF, I think a few days ago, I lose track of days. I think everyone does. You were saying that the first time you met Ben Platt, it was a bit of a surprise. So can you tell me more about that?
Yeah, well, so I don't sing, and so the music team set up private sessions for me to help with that. And on the very first in-person session in Atlanta with the music director, we were about to start singing, and then Ben walks in to say hello. We hadn't met yet. We'd been texting each other, but we hadn't met in person. And it was just a nice little chit chat, get to know you kind of thing. And the music director was like, "Why don't you guys sing together?" And my heart dropped. I was so scared. I was so scared. I was like, "I'm not ready for this. This is going to be so embarrassing." But thankfully, Ben is a massive sweetheart, and so it was it was harmless. But boy, did I have a very quiet but very real panic attack.
Yeah, I can imagine. Oh my gosh. So you mentioned Sincerely Me. It is one of the most uplifting songs in the movie, in the musical. So tell me about filming that.
It was so fun. We got to work with one of the best choreographers in Atlanta, Jamaica Craft. She's incredible. Um, the music team worked with us closely on making sure we were hitting every note. And we got to go karting, which honestly was my favorite day on set. We got to rehearse one whole afternoon for hours. We were just at this theme park by ourselves, empty theme park, just go karting with each other and racing with Ben and Colton, and I kicked their asses, and that was really fun.
That's amazing. So you're saying that your relationship with Ben was kind of like mirrored the Jared and Evan dynamics. So tell me about working with him and what did you like best about working with him?
I think my relationship with Ben is a lot warmer than Jared and Evan's relationship. It was a delight. It was a delight. He was a sweetheart. From the moment that I booked the job, he reached out and was just incredibly welcoming and made me feel so comfortable. And especially when we were doing the music stuff, he knew that it was new for me, and was incredibly reassuring and supportive and kind. And he was basically our group mom for the duration of the shoot, and planning dinners because we were only allowed to see each other.
Yeah, yeah.
We were in a really strict bubble. So yeah, he was delightful. He's brilliant. He's a brilliantly talented person and also just a sweet person.
Oh. And what was it like working with Colton and Amandla? And you get the one like little piece of a scene with Julianne Moore, but what was it like working with all of them?
Incredible. I mean, they're all such wildly talented people. Colton became my work bestie, which apparently is in tradition with the stage production. Apparently, the actors that played Jared and Connor become best friends. And it happened on stage, and it happened in the movie, which wasn't a plan by any means. But it was delightful. Um, yeah, that one brief couple hours, maybe an hour with Julianne was so fun. She was so just great. I mean, she's so fun and funny and down to earth. And I mean, Amy Adams and Danny Pino. I mean, they're all. I mean, truly just a remarkable cast. I learned so much just watching them do their thing.
Yeah. And you're saying you were all holed up in Atlanta. So tell me about some of your favorite memories, other than the ones you just mentioned, the
Yeah,
dinners and the go kart. And yeah, you must have all really bonded.
my favorite memory is Halloween of last year. We held a séance, in the
Oh.
old creepy house that Ben and Caitlin were staying in. And Ben, Caitlin, and I rigged the house to pull a prank on Colton and Amandla and Colton's girlfriend. We made it. We rigged the lights and we set up the speaker to make it sound like there was thumping on the floor, and it was it was incredible. One of the best pranks we've ever pulled. Um, Colton, especially, is there a filter on?
Yeah, it was like a lens flare kind of thing.
It's
It was
weird.
like a Michael Bay movie all of a sudden.
Yeah, oh, that's really funny. Um, what was I saying?
Sorry.
Sorry.
Colton's girlfriend, you freaked them out.
Yeah, so we were pranking Colton and Amandla and Colton's girlfriend, and it was a success. It was a rousing success. We probably went a little too hard. It's when you get actors involved in a prank, we really commit.
So I'm curious, what's your relationship like to social media? Is it like a love it or hate it, or do you like tend to want to overshare but hold yourself back?
It's a love hate. It's mostly a hate. I deleted my Twitter and Facebook a long time ago, and I think that was a really great move. And I encourage everyone to at least give it a shot for a weekend. Just try it, see how it feels. And then I'm on Instagram, and I use that regularly, and I have to delete the app from my phone every now and then just so I can get a break. It is close to an addiction, and the first step is getting the drugs out of the house.
Yeah. It's hard to quit it though.
It is so hard. It's so hard.
So the dynamic between Evan and Jared is very relatable, very real. I think we all have a family friend that we're kind of forced to spend time with, for sure. I know I do. But people also love and miss Zahid and Sam from Atypical. So what have been some of the reactions and feedback and people stopping you on the street maybe to like tell you about how much they miss that friendship?
Yeah, I mean, Zahid is always going to be a big part of my life, and have a special place in my heart. It's bittersweet that the show ended. I think the writers did a great job in wrapping up everybody's storylines, and people love Sam and Zahid's friendship. I love Sam and Zahid's friendship. It's so sweet and wholesome, and some bro love, and we could all use more of that in our lives.
Homies.
Yeah. Homies forever.
Yeah. And so you've also co-founded the Salon. So tell me about that and why it's important to you.
Yeah, so I co-founded the Salon a couple years ago with my friends Bashnaran and Vinny Chibber, to create a place for South Asian artists and executives in entertainment to come together and connect and collaborate. And the goal is really to bring together folks who are in positions of power and influence in the same room so that we can help the rest of the community. We're really inspired by the Black and Latinx communities in Hollywood, and the work they've done to support one another and uplift one another and each other's stories and projects. And we really wanted to build a community like that for us.
And what's been some of the feedback that you've gotten to that so far?
It's been really lovely. I mean, there are a lot of South Asian folks scattered across the industry, but what we realized a couple years ago is that we just don't know each other. A lot of us don't know each other,
right?
Because we're often the only one, right, at our company or on our show or wherever we are. And so for the first several months of the Salon, really it was pretty informal. We just brought people together over dinner, folks that didn't know each other, executives and producers and agents and managers and actors and directors and writers and just people from all over, publicists, reporters, like truly, composers, editors. We really wanted to bring together everyone who may not cross paths organically, because there's a bit of separation between like on-screen talent and off-screen talent, and just the sense of community has been really heartwarming, and also the collaborations that have come from it. We've had films get financed and people get staff jobs, and writing partners have been formed, and it's just been really cool to see what something as simple as connection can do.
Yeah, that must feel so rewarding, right? So you've also adapted Blue Boy. Tell me about that adaptation process and what it was like and how you feel now.
Yeah, well, so I came across this novel called Blue Boy by Rakesh Satyal in the summer of 2018, and it's incredible. It's a really sweet coming of age story about this 12-year-old Indian kid in early 90s Ohio who thinks he's turning into the next reincarnation of Krishna. He's just a little bit of a shitbag kid. It's just a sweet queer identity, family, school, silly, funny movie. Very, you know, in the same vein as like Eighth Grade by Bo Burnham or Lady Bird. And as soon as I read it, I DM'd Rakesh on Instagram being like, hey, like I read your book, like, can we talk about turning it into a movie? And we met shortly thereafter and wrote the scripts the following year. And right now we're just trying to find the right home for it, get it made.
Oh, that's amazing. So actor, singer, screenwriter, activist, none of those things are pronounced lawyer. So how does your parents feel about all the work that you put into the world?
Oh, it feels good. It's surreal.
Yeah.
You know, it's wild. I'd be hesitant to call myself a singer or an activist, but I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it. No, it's great. I've been so fortunate to be able to be a part of so many incredible projects and meet some really incredible folks, and you know, making my parents proud, which is always a good feeling.
Yeah. And so you're super busy, but what have you been reading or listening to or watching lately that you've been really into?
I just finished watching White Lotus on HBO. So good. So smart. Mike Wright, if you hear this, I would love to be on season 2. It's just so smart and so funny, and tackles like class and race in a way that is just exactly what I wanted to see. And I'm excited to see what happens in season 2.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for the art that you bring into the world and everything that you bring into the world, Nik. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you for taking the time.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, have an amazing day. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good one.